I'd like to call the Human Resources and Public Works Committee to order. We get approval of the agenda, please.
Yep. We could approve the agenda as set.
It's been moved in to approve the agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we've got an agenda. Call to the public. Any public out there that wants to make a comment or online? Online.
There is not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Then we'll go to our first item, which is consider approving the individual service contract between the Isabella County Commission on Aging and Robert Lee as bulk food meal delivery driver for the period of November 15th, 2023 through September 30th, 2024, and authorize the board chair to sign the same. We have Jennifer Crawford, Director, Commission on Aging here to break down this item.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we typically have 3 bulk drivers that we contract with, and we use one as a sub. And when we put our other contracts through in the last round, we didn't have a sub yet because one of our 3 has had some health issues and was not able to come back this year. But we've secured a 3rd already, which was really quick. It'll be a newly retired individual come December 31st. His name's Bob Lee. He owns the Total Lee Sports.
All right, Helen.
Yeah, Helen's husband, and Kelly Lee, one of our managers. It's her father-in-law as well. So yeah, we pulled him in already, and he'll be working with us and is excited to do that. So this will be he'll be our sub and the bulk mule. So helping to take the bulk mules out to the satellite sites.
Good deal. Any questions or comments?
Nope. Consider approving the individual service contract between the Isabella County Commission on Aging and Robert Lee as bulk food meal delivery driver for the period November 15th, 2023 through September 30th, 2024, and authorize the board chair to sign.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move item 4 to work session and regular session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. The ayes carried. The item will be forwarded. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Okay, our next item is consider approving wage adjustments for the Isabella County Drain Commissioner and the Isabella County Deputy Drain Commissioner retroactive from October 1st, 2020 to that of their peers effective immediately. And we have Robert Willoughby, our Drain Commissioner, here to break this down for us. Good morning.
Morning. What we have going on right now is our project manager, Tim Warren, is retiring.
Okay.
So, as far as his position, it was kind of a difficult, or I don't know, it's different than most other county employees. He basically worked half for the county and half for the drain office.
Okay.
And his duties are going to be basically, we're going to try and just, I'll do a certain amount of it. Carolyn, we're all going to take over some of his duties. And then some of his duties like the water system and the landfill we're subbing out. Nicole, so that. So, and we just want to, if we're gonna, the rest of us are gonna take on these other duties, we would like to be compensated for it.
Okay.
How many people are you dividing these between?
Well, there's 4 of us now, and there's gonna be 3.
Okay.
Okay, and it's retroactive to October 20th.
Yeah, we've been requesting this since then.
Okay. Could we have a motion on that?
Sure. Consider approving wage adjustments for the Isabella County Drain Commission and the Isabella County Deputy Drain Commission retroactive from October 1st, 2020 to that of their peers effective immediately.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move item 5 to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same. The ayes carry. Item 5 will be forwarded to next week's county commission meetings. Okay, Another item in this department, consider changing drain off fish assessment deputy position to administrative coordinator effective immediately. What do we have here? Larry?
And that one there is actually Tim or Mike Lounsbury's position. He's gonna be taking on quite a bit of Tim's responsibilities. And he's been in the office working with us for a lot. I mean, he's got a lot of experience. He was basically in there on an internship and then, but he's got a lot of experience. He can handle a lot of Tim's position. And we just, it's a position, it's basically, he needs a different title or different role.
Any questions or comments on this?
No, I did have a question.
Okay,
I lost it. Okay. Consider changing drain office assessment deputy position to administrative coordinator effective immediately.
support. It's been moved and supported to move item 6 to the regular and work session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The ayes carry. Item 6 will be forwarded to next week's meetings. The next item, consider approving compensation for drain office engineering technical project manager for the proposed wage increases retroactively from October 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2023, effective immediately. What do we have here?
Basically, what this is bumping Tim Warner's position up where he's been requesting it for 4 years now or 5. And bumping it up, he's gonna be retiring, it's just a bump his retirement up. Where he should have been. We kind of got left out of the wage thing back in when they implemented it.
Didn't it apply to you, the wage study?
We got left out of it, I mean. I don't know whether we didn't communicate well with it or what happened back then, but when they gave everybody in the building raises, our office got very little.
Okay,
How does this relate to the wage study we're doing now? I mean,
Well, all of these positions are in the current wage study to be looked at, to be assessed at what grade they should be, what pay grade they should be at. It's in process, right? And we know it's gonna take 20 weeks.
Okay.
To complete. So I think for Mr. Warner, this is the last shot, right? If it's gonna be increased, this is the only time for him that.
oh, because
Because he's retiring.
He's
Got it.
retiring, and it's
So-
not gonna affect his wages because he's retiring, it's just gonna affect his, what he can draw on his retirement.
Well, that's not true. If you approve it retroactively, then payroll would have to go back to October 1, 2020 and pay him that wage.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't just be
Right,
bumping up his pension. He would also get paid for those hours. I don't see any estimation of where you've considered what that might be. I don't know that you've reached out to admin to say, can you help us calculate this? So I don't know that we know what the impact is.
that would definitely be
we'll
nice
have
to
to look
know.
into that.
that would definitely what?
Be nice to know what we're approving. I mean, I don't want to just throw a blanket statement out there that, okay, we'll move
Admin
that.
would be happy to
We can come up
estimate
by
that.
many times. Anytime.
By the next week? I assume. Okay, that really helps.
Okay, consider approving compensation for drain office engineering technician project manager for the proposed wage increase retroactive from October 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2023, effective immediately.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move item 7 to the regular and work session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Ayes carry. Item 7 will be moved to next week's county commission meetings. The next item is consider approving the contract between Isabella County and Michigan Water for operation, maintenance, treatment, and distribution of the Lake Isabella water supply in order to meet state requirements and authorize the board chair to sign the same. So what do we have here?
Mr., you wanna do this one? Nicole?
No, we don't have a contract yet. We've been meeting with gentlemen from help me, Bob, Mid-Michigan Water LLC. Mike Deering and Sean McBride.
Right, they work for Union Township.
Okay,
Sean
They have the,
is the head of the water department, not the head of the water department, but he's the main water operator. And Mike is the storm water or the sanitary sewer operator for their system over there.
so
okay.
that's their day job, and then they have
Yep.
this company, Mid-Michigan Water.
Oh,
On the
okay.
side, and so they're local, which is nice.
Yep.
Mhm.
They basically started this company to work with everybody, you know, through preventing and all other orders. Because there is a lot of stuff going on in Union Township right now,
Mhm.
and they started this.
A lot of development.
Yeah, well, some, yes, and they started this company to work with everyone that's, and everything going on in Union Township.
And Bob and I have been meeting with them to determine if they're willing to take over the part of Mr. Warner's job that required the water certification, right? It required him to be a licensed water operator.
Oh, right.
Um,
Through testing and all that.
Yeah, that's why we value that position so much, right? And that's why they're asking for you to raise that position up.
Okay.
And it is valued for, especially for that specialty, I suppose.
I used to work at the tribal water treatment plant and wastewater plant. so-
Exactly, yeah, you know all the requirements then.
Right.
Might see you somewhere, help build that thing.
So Drain Commissioner Wilby and I have always agreed that's not something that the county really needs to maintain. We're probably the only county in the state that owns a water supply system, right?
Mhm.
We
Right,
shouldn't
and-
be in this business.
One thing I would like to point out, you know, we're at that level of this thing. Our the Flint water crisis and, you know, new rulings
Mhm.
has made, it's piled a lot of things on Tim's plate for the last 5-6 years. You know, he's gotten a lot more duties. He's at the point now where he's busy pretty much all day long every day. He don't have any slack time at all.
Mhm.
And simply because of the, you know, the extra rules and extra, you know, when I first started here, we tested that system on weekly, and now it's 3 times. We do it Monday, Wednesday. We used to just test it once a week. You know, and then the report, you know, that's just more of the report. You gotta report every bit of it.
Do you think it'll ever come to the time when Lake Isabella, the village of Lake Isabella takes over this?
We're working on it.
We do. We've got some work to do on the
Yeah.
system first, right? We've got
Right.
some
Oh,
work
got
to
it, got
do
it.
We've got.
on the billings. I expect the billings will be up to date soon. We've got some work to do on the finances, like Isabella Water Supply owes general fund some money, and they're gonna owe them some more after the recent well repair. But that
Mhm.
was all necessary work, right?
Got it.
We have to bring it all up to par mechanically, financially, and then maybe Lake Isabella will take a look at it. And Lake Isabella doesn't have the manpower to oversee it, right? But we can set up that too for them.
Yeah, we're
Look,
gonna
here's a
have-
local company
Yeah, we're
that
gonna have
can,
to help.
that can manage the distribution of the
We're
system.
taking their hand and
Well,
which
maybe.
is so funny because they're so supposedly independent, but anyway, that's neat.
So the path forward, we need a contract, right? We can't just have a gentleman's agreement in this regard. We do have an amount, they've estimated, $31,600. I don't think Drain Commissioner Willoughby even knew that amount. So you
That's
you
for a
need to
year?
understand that that's the price we're
That's
looking
for a
at.
year.
That's an annual amount, yep, for them to oversee the water system.
31, what?
That's not as much. as I thought.
31,600. I thought it was a very fair price. They're gonna be responsible for all the sampling, all the Eagle reporting. They will have the SCADA system on their phone and receive alerts and alarms. They'll reach out to Drain Commissioner Willoughby, who will order the work done by the appropriate vendor at that time. But all the billings, all the, delinquent water billings and that sort, that'll be handled in-house.
Okay,
So in order to come up with a contract, Mid-Michigan Water didn't have a sample. I reached out to Attorney Perone, and this isn't his bailiwick, right? And so Bob Willoughby got me in touch with Fahey Schultz. They're the Drain Commission attorney, Stacy Hassan, you might be familiar with.
yeah.
And they are working as we speak on that contract. They're in contact with Mid-Michigan Water. They're familiar with our conversations with the drain office about what they can handle and what this contractor will need to pick up. But they're working on that, but one thing that has come up, in order to work on that, we need an engagement letter with Fahey Schultz. So I do have a copy. It's not on your agenda, but we will need you to hopefully move this out of committee this morning so that it can be signed by Chairman Holt next week. So this is just the engagement letter with the attorney.
Mhm.
As soon as we have the contract with Mid-Michigan Water drafted and approved by the attorney, and Mid-Michigan Water will email that out to all the commissioners so that they can see it.
Okay,
And it absolutely will be attached to the agendas on Friday. We tried, it was just this came about pretty quick, and we've been moving pretty fast on this. But just couldn't have something for you today.
okay.
The attorney emailed me at like 11:30 last night and said, when do you need that?
Oh,
I thought, yeah, this isn't gonna happen.
right.
But we are working towards that. So conceptually, if that's something you approve, I think you could move it forward, and we can hammer out the details before next week.
Okay. Sounds like a lot of work's already been done in this direction, which is
And I think it's the right direction to go. I know that the drain commissioners always said to me, Nicole, we're the only one at the water conferences, we're the only county at the
Mhm.
water conferences, right? It's unusual.
yeah, because it's usually villages or cities or.
And we don't have the expertise for it, right?
Mhm.
Not anymore.
Mhm.
Well, it used to be taken care of by Bruce Roar's department. And
By-
that's got phased out. It's all basically got plopped on. Tim's
By whose
lap
department?
Huh?
By whose department?
When Bruce Roar was here.
Okay, got it.
Resource management. Engine side.
Got it.
Tim's just kind of inherited it over the years.
Carried the water, so to speak, for a lot of years.
Okay, could I get a motion on this, please?
Consider approving the contract between Isabel County and Mid-Michigan Water for operations, maintenance, treatment, and distribution of the Lake Isabella water supply in order to meet state requirements, and authorize board chair to sign the same.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move item 8 to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. The motion carries. The item will be forwarded to work and regular sessions of the county commission next week. Thank you.
Mine
Commissioners.
is asbestos. I gotta get out of here.
Oh. Okay, our next item is consider approving the proposal from Northern Analytic Services LLC for asbestos remediation, design, testing services, and project monitoring in the amount of $77,320, and authorize the board chair to sign the same. We have Steve Schumacher, our facilities director, here to give this information to us. Hi. Morning.
Pretty much, this is just the same we've been going through with Northern Analytical. This will be the final testing to ensure that the building is safe after they're done with all the remediation. So you can see by the price tag, there's gonna be quite a bit more than there was in the initial sample testing that they did. They'll have to test every bit of it to make sure that we are clear to go back in.
It's a big job.
It is. This did go up in front of our lawyer, Mr. Perone. This was the contract that he had suggested. So it has gone through legal.
And this includes the initial testing he already,
No, I believe the 77 is for the final, but the initial was the 10-4 that we paid. That was the initial
Mhm.
testing, and then there was
but the,
another,
like, right after, when he did after we evacuated the building and he did that testing, have we paid for that, or is that?
Yep.
Okay, that's separate from this.
that was the additional $9,300, and that was also for him to help coordinate with abatement contractor and his process of helping us through this all the way.
Yeah, it's been really good to work with, I will say. Any questions we have, very professional, very thorough, helps to educate us.
Well, I think too, with the abatement process, he understands that where we don't. So he can go in there and make sure that Quality Environmental is doing everything that they're supposed to be doing.
And he
that
is
they said,
overseeing it.
Because I don't know anything about abatement. I don't think anybody else in the county here does, so it's great to have somebody that we could trust that understands the business.
Okay. That being said, let's consider approving the proposal for Northern Analytics Services LLC for asbestos redemption design testing services and projecting monitoring in the amount of $77,320 and authorize board chair to sign the same.
Remediation design. Okay,
I'm sorry.
that's right. Support, it's been moved and supported to move item 9 to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Ayes carried. Item 9 will be forwarded to next week's county commission meetings. Thank you, Mr. Schumacher.
Thank you.
Okay, any announcements or anything else at this time?
No.
Is there any public?
It's not at this.
I'd be
time, Mr.
shocked, but you
Chairman.
never know. Okay, then I will adjourn the Human Resources and Public Works Committee meeting.